Look, we're still going to basically at the end of the day press on people that need to do tests. The other one, we don't bother with him anymore until we go to court because again, you already seen the fiasco with that one. It's extremely exhausted dealing with that one. This is another one that we warn people about that needs to have tests under their products because the customer needs to know if him or her is actually getting a product or house paint. As you can see, all our tests are posted to our website. Test demonstrations are all done before a product is actually shipped out, so that way we can back the product 100%. So basically, we will be purchasing this product. I will be testing it against, actually, I'm going to be picking up the micro blend today. I'm picking up a gallon of this stuff basically for this testing because again, none of this product is being tested. It's being made, it's being displayed, it's being basically trying to sell it at the end of the day, and these are products that have not been tested at all. So this is a fellow by the name, it goes by the name, we can't use the name Partey because again, it doesn't belong to him. It's literally a name that belongs to a fellow over in London, England, of a recording studio. It's his name. He has no copyright rights to the name. The logo itself doesn't even belong to him. The logo actually belongs to, I think, an international airport. They think they own the logo and somebody else, but he doesn't even own the logo. So these are things you have to be careful about. The website is full of fraud. I'm not saying this because this individual basically has a hatred for a company. It just is what it is. These products don't have any tests. This is a product right here called, let me see if we go over here. Like I said, you could do these images very easy with basic house paint. This is why these need to be tested. Let me see. What color is this product right here? This product right here, these are the screen paints that have two gains attached to them. And yeah, all the environments and what I can see from here from the pictures are in dark environments. Yeah, screens are drop low to the ground, so that way it has very little light contact. Gee whiz, I can literally see that in the demonstration. This is not even good from the door. One of the things we see when people are trying to show off screens with a lot of condensed lighting, they would take the screens and they would drop them close to the floor, so the lighting has very little contact with the screen. So I'm going to show you a few things here that already are raising red flags. And that image is very blurry, extremely blurry. But as you can see, the lights are way up at the top, right here and here, and they're not really making any contact. On top of that, the screen is coming up dirty because the edges are coming up very dark. That's never good. What product is this supposed to be? Dark gray. Yeah, the white levels are very poor. Yeah, again, poor white levels. This is why you have to do white level test demonstrations. This is why this is extremely important to do side-by-side tests next to white levels because again, the screen comes up very dirty. We'll have the product over here because a friend of mine is waiting right now to place this order really soon to get it down here for testing. I bet you there's a lot of contrast levels on here, very little white levels in these pictures. Yeah, just like I thought, very close-up images. Not showing what lighting is going on in the environment. This is never good. Yeah, there we go. And you can see the environment's dark because it's dark in here. It doesn't have a lot of light in the environment. This is not good at all, period. Yeah, look, for the fellow who does this stuff in the day, you're going to have to raise that screen all the way up to the ceiling to where the lights are at. So that way they can see how the lights, overhead lights, are going to make contact with the screen. I don't think anybody's going to have their screen sitting on the floor. I don't know why you would have your screen sitting on the floor. It should actually be sitting up high. So I don't know why you don't have this. This is not good. Yeah, we're going to have to do some very serious test demonstrations on this. I guarantee you this stuff would probably match the exact same ingredients from the product when the person, we're not going to mention the name of the video, but this is a fellow who tried to make our screen paint and fail. I guarantee that the color we make in that one would match this with no problem. Actually, I think we'll make it this week so we can get ready for these tests. Like I said, these products are not even tested. So this product is called, let's see, let's look this up on, we can look it up on, and see if we can find any tests under this product. And this is why I ask customers from the door, before you buy a product, make sure that the product has proper testing before the product has shipped out, as a comparison demonstration versus everyday household paints, and also to you want to see a white comparison on the light gray products. Let's go put this in here real quick. I think we have this. Let's see if we have this and see if we can find any tests under this product. So we put the screen paint and we put test next to it. And there's no test on the product at all. Basically him ranting about us, that's Jamie ranting about us, but at the end of the day, there's no test at all, period. That's us at the end of the day. I gotta figure out how to make my whatchamacallit larger too. Hold on for a minute, let me go and see if I can make this larger, because this is crazy. I have it this small. Text larger. Where are we at on this? 100. We're going to 125. Oh, okay, that's better. All right, that definitely works. That definitely works. I'll take that. Yeah. 125. Can we get bigger than 125? That's whatchamacallit. The other person, you know, is him very upset about this. But again, it is what it is. You have to have testing. It is. You have to have testing. I don't care, gentlemen. You can get mad from sun up to sundown. You have to have testing on your products, whether you like it or not. You can't just make products, make fake specifications, and throw these products online. You can't. And we'll show you. We'll purchase the product, get it down here, put it against house paint, and it's going to match the house paint because there's no testing showing that it doesn't. So that's why we're going to pick it up and buy it. I'm going to have a friend pick it up, because if we order it, the order is going to get canceled because we have the history of canceling orders on us. It's simple and plain. And as for the other fellow, this has really nothing to do with you. So I don't know why you're getting all upset about this. There is no test on those products at all, period. No test. You don't have anything at all. We're going to buy this. We're going to buy all of them. We're going to bring them down here and we're going to put them against house paint. And I guarantee you they'll match everyone, including my wall I have in here. You can't launch a product without testing. You can't do that. The problem we have here in the pictures we have here, this is why we take images of our pictures, we have them up high, because that's usually where most people are going to have the screen mounted. It's going to be up high near the lights. All the pictures you have here are sitting on the fireplace floor. The only one you have, this one right here, and this one, see how the lights are up here and the screen's all the way down here? No, you can't do that. That has to be up high, so that way they can see how the light may be making contact. There's no light contact with that screen. On top of that, I see a couple of things with the dark mix, which is not doing so well. Your corners are coming up dirty. Look at this. Perfect example. Dirty corners. And again, look at, you talking about color. Look how small you made the image here when you have it around light. Why didn't you just expand the whole entire image so people can see how all of it's being effective? That's a compressed image. Also, another demonstration, sitting in the dark. Look at the floor. Look how dark the floor is. And again, the screen is sitting on the fireplace. Close-up image, you don't even know what's going on in the environment because the picture is sitting right up on top of the camera. So how do you know how the screen is being affected in the environment if the picture is sitting that close? You don't have to be that close to show detail. You should be to see detail at around 18 feet back or 19 feet back to where your projector is sitting at. Wherever your projector is sitting at, that's where the customer is going to be sitting at. He or she needs to see detail at that distance, not that close up, because they're not going to be sitting that close to the screen. It's just very simple. That's why if you look at our demonstrations we have here for our pictures and all our demonstrations, you will see the full environment, which you're supposed to see. And again, you have to have testing. Can't just, this is the problem with the screen paints right now. This is the problems we're having. This is showing up on another blacklist right here. Not blacklist, but it's just showing up on our whatchamacallit, or oh my god, I can't think of the name of that freaking screen paint coming out in 2024. Alpha One. Alpha One's website has been closed. Marketplace has been closed because it's not going to be a screen paint. It's going to be a physical screen, and it's not going to be called Alpha One. That was just a nickname again for the time being. All right, so you see my marketplace. This is my marketplace right here. We have in here. If you look at my images on my products, I show the entire full screen. That's what you're supposed to be displaying. We're doing a 3 projector setup in the demonstration. So you're seeing the whole full environment. You're seeing the screen. When I do demonstrations, I turn my camera around so you see how much light's coming from the back, from the side, all the way around so you can see everything that's going on and how the screen's being affected. If you're taking pictures so close to the screen, how do you know how the screen is physically being affected by the environment? See how my screens are all sitting up high so that way they make contact with the light? You're not supposed to have screens sitting on the ground when you're basically taking pictures for your photos. You don't do that. Gee whiz, Louise, this is why we built entire environments for our screens. Oh, got the intro popping up for this one. Now he thinks at the end of the day that again, and I can't express this enough. If I was going to do something out of hatred, trust me, there's a million ways to win. I can take care of that one. It's not hard to do. But I'm talking about as a person who develops screen paint products. At the end of the day, your product needs to be tested. If you feel that everybody that I test my products at the end of the day and other people don't have to, that's bullcrap. That's why the other one ended up in the mess he ended up in, because he didn't test his product and he ended up matching in alive. And that's what happened to him. Now, if we take that product and we get it over here and we take network gray, even my walls or anything, what do they call that stuff? Microblend, and you match any of that stuff, that's going to basically cripple the daylights out of you. Your product's already $60. It'll be much lower than that if you match any of that stuff. And if you don't have any test demonstrations providing anyone that your product doesn't match house paint, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Because that means you're literally selling a product without testing, and that's considered to be fraud. Let me see. Yeah, plenty of time. If your product was launching in April, you had plenty of time to have tests done. There's no excuse for it. These are the demonstrations of our outdoor screens. There's no shelter, no hiding the screen, none of that nonsense we don't have in there. And then we have our nighttime, our deck displays, where we show our screens on the deck being displayed. We have our nighttime displays, white level displays, and then other demonstrations we've done on the inflatable screen. So you have to have all that in there. You can't just take screens and take pictures close to the floor and go, voila, it's done. No. How's the environment affected by the screen? My screen right here is basically taking on more light than your screen you're doing in your demonstration right now. It's outside. And you can see no projector to be found because projectors are using long throws. These products are not tested at all. Images are way too close. Screens are definitely sitting on the floor. And I noticed when showing contrast levels, the environment is dark. How are the white levels on this? Did you do any white level comparison? What's the comparison between this and the white screen, between this and the gray screen? How do the colors pull at the end of the day? Well, how does it look at a 1,000 lumen projector in a foliated environment? Can the screen maintain its color and image next to a white surface? There's a whole lot of tests it has to go through. And I'm pretty sure if we see the color of this, it's probably exactly the same mixture that was trying to be made out of our product. I guarantee you. I'm going to make that for that particular purpose for this right here. So we will have this product here. Again, I myself can't order it. It'll get canceled from the door. We've been through this before. We had all our orders canceled. Money was put back into our account. But we do have other people that can order the product. Now, if he cancels on any one of those, knowing that we are going to be purchasing the product, then that clearly shows that those are the only orders you got. How else would you know? I don't know when people order from out. We don't know who's who, and we really don't care at the end of the day. But there's no test underneath that product. Let's go under each one by one. All of these are sitting on the floor, all of them. So this is not even workable. Oh, Lord. Let's go over. We did this one right here. Which one we looked up first? I need to find the, see if there's any test demonstration on this one. This is called a Daystar. This is actually, this is a church at the end of the day. The name of a church, literally. This name is actually stolen. That's a stolen name. Because again, it doesn't belong to him. It actually belongs to, a fellow in London. So let me see. This is supposed to be Partes Daystar. Let's see if we can find any tests underneath this. This is what customers should be doing. Anytime you buy a screen paint product, make sure you look for those tests. Because you don't want to end up getting a house paint at the end of the day, something you could have picked up at Home Depot, at Lowe's, and did it yourself. We put tests right next to it. Nothing at all. This is us at the end of the day. That's me right there, and that's the live demonstration I'm doing right now. There's no test on this product at all, period. Nothing, not a thing. And Jamie acted like an idiot at the end of the day. That's basically about it. But there's no tests. Where are the tests? Gentlemen, where are your tests? You're launching a product. It literally has no tests. So, big question of the day. What is the difference between that product and a paint that looks just like it? What's the difference between the two? Yesterday I told you we entertained that nonsense. We went on and we made a darker product. We literally skipped the freaking gray and the silver because that automatically is going to turn the paint gray. It's just going to do it regardless. He tried it the first time. He pulled the white from it. He tried silver. It still came out gray. You can literally not put anything into it that's going to upset the black balance level. But at the same time, you're going to have to draw white light out of this surface. There you go. That's where things get a little rough for people who want to develop black technology. You just learned from watching someone trying to make it and fail because they kept trying to add a lighter product into it thinking this is going to help the screen receive and understand white light. No, it doesn't work. It actually changes and alters the black levels and it turns the screen gray. That's what it does. And when you do that, your white levels, yes, will increase, but your contrast actually drops in the process. All right. So we beat him to the punch. We literally knew he was going down that road. So this time we just developed a black paint. We put some high fluorescent glitter in it. So it popped. You can see it was all in the screen. We were showing it the camera close up and it didn't work. It couldn't generate white light. It came up too dark. As I said before, it was going to happen. So that tells you at the end of the day, you can't figure out our stuff. It's kind of virtually impossible. And again, when we watch people try to make it, they are so far off the path. It's not even funny. I literally said this in the video before it started. He's got the wrong stuff. It's not going to work. So we literally just did a black versus black demonstration. That's what we did. A black versus black. And when the fellow came in, Noor, and said, hey, that's just a little sample sheet. I said, buddy, we just did a black versus black. We do these all day long. Here's my entire library of black versus black. On every level you can possibly think of, on large size sheets, whatever you name it, we've done it. We literally just did a black versus black. So the problem we have here is that we can back up our products. Anybody we're working with, at the end of the day, if the conversation comes up, hey, what about your product versus black paint? And we literally just had that conversation with the painter who came in here. And I showed him the demonstration, and he was blown away by it. Because he can't match it, no one can match it because it's our blessing at the end of the day. Now, the problem we have here with these products, they are matching gray paint. Literally, like I said, someone did it in a demonstration. We don't want his name in our video, but he literally did it in a demonstration and matched and still sells the product to this day on his website, which means any customer who is not aware of the demonstration we just posted, and if they do decide to read through that Cracker Jack website, which is a freaking mess, I don't know, that's another red flag that should pop up. You can tell that you're definitely on an unsecure site, and they buy this stuff anyway. They literally just purchased a product that they could have went to any hardware store and did it themselves. So that's the reason why we tell customers at the end of the day, request a test on the products before they are sold. Also, too, you want to see a white level comparison against your white screen. Make sure it's not going to blend in or match or any of that nonsense. And most of all, you want to see if the product is matching house paint. We're looking for tests for the Daystar. Nothing comes up. We put in there Partes right there, PSP right from the website, and we put in test. Nothing comes up. That's us. So there's no test on two of your products. All right. And again, this is a product that has two gains attached to it. You can't have two gains on the screen. It doesn't work that way. It's only one. Black Diamond knows this. Elite Screen knows this. DMP Supernova, they know this. Every projection screen on the planet, certified or non, knows at the end of the day you can't have two gains on the screen. It's only one. How does two gains even work? Look what he puts down here. He just changed it. So he says approximately the gain range 0.95 to 1.0 can vary slightly based upon the application technique. Gee whiz, that's a lie. So depending on how the person paints the screen, depends on if you're going to have to back this up, buddy. You're literally going to have to bring in a gain gun, which actually measures light that reflects off the screen, and you're literally going to have to back this up to show that the gain actually changes depending on how the person paints the screen. That's not even possible. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. See, that's what I'm talking about. This is why you got to go in and you have to basically dig into these questions and request these tests. I would love to see that test showing that if you paint the screen a different way, the gain actually changes. I never even heard of that before, ever. Yeah, that's not going to happen. I'm sorry, Danny, to bust your bubble, but you're going to have to back that one up, because I've never heard of that ever, that if you paint a screen a certain way, the gain changes. That's not possible. So you're really going to have to back that one up. There's no test on the Daystar. Let's go over to the Vega. Actually, we ordered all these already. I got cancel receipts on all these. The Vega also too carries two different gains at the end of the day too, which is virtually impossible, and telling people can vary slightly based on the application technique. That's a lie. That's definitely a lie. Can't do that. But let's see if we can find any test on this. If you haven't tested your product, what's going to happen when we get it over here? We run tests underneath of it. First test we're going to run is house paint. That's the first test we're going to run to see if this stuff is going to match any house paint. All right, this is the Vega requesting test. Let's see what we get. This is us again. And when you type in the word PSP under your product, look what comes up. The actual game system for PSP, the portable. That's what literally comes up under your product. Because you put in PSP, so when you type that in, literally the console system's going, little console system's going to pop up, the portable. But you still don't pop up. You don't have any tests. That's us talking about the new PSP product. There's no test underneath this at all. So that's an untested product. This stuff is going to match house paint so badly. It's not even funny how bad it's going to test paint. I'm going to test this on slip silver. We're going to do two versions of slip silver. We're going to use the Silver Mist. We're going to use another one called, what's it called? Software Gray. And the other one is going to be, we're going to use, it's going to be the slip silver micro, this one called Silver Mist. Web something. We gotta look it up. There's another one called web something. Software gray. That's it right there. That'll match any gray product at the end of the day. Any dark gray product, that stuff will match it easily because it's actually the color of the dark gray. As the Sherwin-Williams, I think Sherwin-Williams makes software gray. Oh, they do make the software gray. No, Ben? Yeah, Sherwin-Williams does make the software gray too. All right. So you don't have any tests underneath this product. It doesn't exist. These are the things you have in here again in your site. It doesn't. This is light gray. Oh, gee whiz Louise. We know it'll match light gray. I can clear it right from the door. The bare silver screen would match that with no problem. And this is supposed to be a front and rear. There's a lot of problems here. This is a front and rear roll-on application, which is a problem because if he's using the same chart where he's saying you have to basically pour it across the screen, that's also going to be a problem. I wonder if he changes that out, by the way, because he's going to have to change it. No one's going to paint 4 applications with the same color. That's just downright crazy. And again, all of them had the same gain. Wait a minute. I just caught on to that. How does all the freakier screen paints have the same gain? This has a 0.95.10, all right? This is light gray. I just caught on to that. This is light gray. All right, that's light gray. Darker screen paints are supposed to have much higher gains because they're darker. This is light gray. This has, let me pull this up for you. This literally has all the same gains for the products. That's light gray. This right here is, this is a Daystar. This is the Vega. That's the Vega right there. That's the Daystar. Let's go into the Vega. What color is the Vega? Oh my goodness. You've got to be freaking kidding me. You literally got two screen paints with the exact same color and the exact same gain. Gee whiz, my goodness. You guys are just exactly the same. The other one just literally just named all his product gunmetal. How can they both be light gray? And they literally both have the exact same gain. Look, same gain. 1.95, 1.0. Light gray. It says Vega, right? All right, am I wrong here? I like to double check just to make sure. This one here is the Daystar. We click on that one. What color is the Daystar? It's light gray. What's the gain on it? 0.95 to 1.0. They literally have the exact same color and exact same gain. Oh my goodness. Unfreaking believable. They both can't be light gray. That's virtually impossible. They both have the same gain, but they got different names. How the freak does that even function? Are we going to dig into this? We definitely digging into this. This is what I'm talking about when I tell you people at the end of the day, you have to check these sites because again, these sites are going to rip you off. People think I do this stuff at the end of the day because it's not about jealousy. It has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do about having revenge. It has nothing to do about that. They literally have this posted on the site. You can see it right there. How do you have two screen paints that have two different names that have the exact same color and the exact same gain? That's the red wagon effect. That's the same like I told you. Somebody basically selling you a red wagon, jumping over to your yard, stealing the same wagon, painting it purple and naming it something else, but it's the same wagon at the end of the day. No matter how many times they paint it, it's still the same wagon. It's still going to do the same thing. Roll down the street, get inside of it, roll down the street. It's going to do the same thing. Put stuff inside of it, roll down. It's going to do the same thing. Nothing different. That's literally what he just showed you just a few minutes ago. These are both the same product. I'm curious. Now I got to go look at the rest of them. Do they both say? They can't all say light gray. This one right here doesn't even have anything here. But let's click on to see what's there. This has no pictures, nothing next to it. This says mid-gray on it here. What's the gain on this one? This one's different. This has 0.85 to 0.9. Again, you can't have two gains on the screen. It doesn't exist. And I'm sorry, but in order, it doesn't exist. And the only way you're going to be able to show that it exists, you're going to have to back this up. And that's like every freaking inventor on the face of the planet just walked into a room and said, hey, I just figured out a way how to turn pickles into gold. Like, yeah, right, that's freaking crazy. But no, you got to believe me. Well, you're going to have to prove this. I don't have to prove this. You're just going to have to believe me. No, you're going to have to back that up that you can literally turn pickles into gold. No one's going to believe you at the end of the day on that dumb nonsense. You got to back that up. We sit there and tell you we have a product called Advanced Ambient Rejection Technology. We got to back that up. That's why we have tons of demonstrations of our screens in fully lit environments. That's why I can get up in the morning, clean my house, and basically have a 159-inch 1610 screen with a 720p projector at 20 feet back in a fully lit environment, working with no problem whatsoever. I can show contrast, color, whatever. It doesn't wash out. You have to be to back that up. Can't just put stuff up there for the sake of just putting up there. 8.5, 8.85. This is mid-gray. This doesn't have anything next to it. We got two screen paints bearing the exact same, saying the same thing. What's this one saying? What's this one right here? This is supposed to be the PSP Premium, whatever that thing is. Let's see what we have here. This is the one that came with all the pictures. Every last screen was sitting on the floor. Images were way too close. Very poor pictures. This is supposed to be dark gray. So this is dark gray. And the gain is supposed to be 0.80 to 0.85. Again, can't have two gains. And there's nowhere in the world you're going to tell people at the end of the day that the gain is going to change slightly based upon the application technique. That's a lie. You got to back that one up. Can't put that out there. That's definitely a lie. Do we have any tests on this one? Did we check for tests for this one? Let's look for tests. If there's any tests on this product while we're in here. But I knew when I was looking at the product, I was like, wait a minute. Two of these screens are coming up with the exact same gain and the exact same color. I don't know how that works, man. You can't have, it's not going to work. I'm sorry. It doesn't work. You literally just did the same thing the other one just did. That's not going to work. All right, we're looking for a test on this one. See what we find. No test. That's us at the end of the day. That's us right there, making the black paint with the high-end glitter in it. Not that stuff you buy at the store. You got to buy that stuff at a chemist shop. You got to do a chemist shop to get that particular glitter. That's a very special glitter. And we put that in there because we didn't want to put everyday glitter in our product. And we're going to be doing a demonstration showing you making a real black product at the end of the day versus our product. We basically put in a high energy extra fine glitter, and this stuff right here basically lights stuff up. So we basically dropped that in there, and guess what? Didn't trigger off jack at all. It still came out dark. So we knew automatically, just real quick, that the way he was making the product and the way he was pulling out different ingredients, he realized he was messing up. He did it the first time, again, came out gray, as you saw on that little swatch stick or whatever it was for basically stirring the paint up, the paint stick, or you want to call it. But anyway, it came up gray, which he admitted it did gray. Then he came back in and it still came up gray because it was not matching any of the black objects in the environment, which he just made it gray again. Even though he tried to take out the white, he still ended up with gray because, again, you added gray into it. I literally just stated that in the video before it even started. If you mix any white, any gray, any silver, anything into black, it automatically upsets the balance right from the door. Right from the door, it upsets the balance. So you can't do that. So you have to figure out, how do you get a black product, 100% black, to be able to receive white light? Yeah, get back with me in 8 years, you'll figure it out. Okay, there's nothing here. There's no test under this product. As you can see, you can't find any with the first ones that pop up. I'm literally just going to make a video, no tests on his product. So anytime somebody looks it up, literally you can watch the video where there's no test. What else are we doing right now? What am I talking about? So there's no test on this product at all. So when we get it here, this stuff is going to match house paint. This right here, dark gray, well, reversal of black paint. I'm thinking maybe 4, 5, and 6. That's it. We can match it in that, between that range. If I'm doing basically a product slide off the shelf, I would go with the software gray by Sherwin-Williams. I'll show you that if I got it right on that one. Software gray from Sherwin-Williams. There you go. Voila. I'll show you real quick. This is software gray. That stuff will match yourself quick. That stuff will match UB and Frankenstein. Just like that. It's the exact same color. I know this, like I said, I used to paint. And a fellow of mine, the expert who's a painter, oh, I can't wait for him to basically come on board, because he's going to explain to people at the end of the day about putting water in paint is a stupid idea. Literally had that conversation like, hey, what are your thoughts about, basically someone said that you have to put water into acrylic paints because that's the only way you can actually roll them on smoothly. And he started laughing like, what stupid idiot said that at the end of the day? And he's a professional certified painter. You don't even need him. You can go to any Home Depot, anybody at the end of the day and ask that question. They're like, that's the dumbest thing I've heard in my entire life, because it is stupid. You don't have to put water in paint to make it smoother, soupier, or silker. No. That was the case every time you went to the store, every time you went to Home Depot or Lowe's, they go pick up a freaking can of paint to paint your living room or whatever you're painting. The first thing I say is, well, you might want to add water to this because the application would be a lot more soupier or smoother. No, that's your product right there. So we'll pick this up from Sherwin-Williams. This is called Software Gray. Okay, you should have tested your product before you launched it. Okay, let me see. This is having 2 gains attached to it, so we know that's bull crap at the end of the day, because you can't have 2 gains attached to a product right there. That's not going to happen. Okay. Front and rear capabilities. That's going to be interesting to watch. First of all, if you're doing front and rear capabilities, you don't roll it on, because this will mark the screen up really bad. And then transferring light through the screen on the other end, there could be a number of problems that could pop up. You have to have a clean image that's going to push through one side and out the other side. Chances are this stuff has water in it. I guarantee there's water in it. I guarantee there's water in this stuff. We're going to have to probably get cans over here and drain the cans. I guarantee it's going to come here and it's going to be a separation right from the door when we pop those lids. So that's definitely going to be an issue. It's going to be interesting. All right, let's go over here. We didn't find nothing underneath this product. Let's go to this one. See if we can find anything, any tests on this one. This is called the Cyrus C or Series C PSP. That sounds like a gaming system. It really does. Let's see where everything's dropped to the fireplace. Oh, gee whiz, everything is dropped to the fireplace. Fireplace. The reason why we say it's dropped to the fireplace because it's sitting on the floor. It shouldn't be sitting on the floor. It should be sitting up high so you can see the lights make contact with the screen. You see how the screen's going to be affected. The condensed lighting really is not going to make any contact with the screen. And on top of that, this thing is not even at window level. And then all the pictures are right up on top. So you really can't see the surrounding environment and how it's affecting the screen, because look how close the pictures are. And this is very poor pictures. What is this? That doesn't make any, what is this supposed to be? Oh, great goodness. This is a mess. This is the only one you have that basically is standing out by itself. You could at least hung it up here. This would have been nice, but it's all the way down here. This is going to match house paint. What color is this stuff? This is supposed to be black. Oh, we can't wait to get our hands on this stuff. This has got to go through a ton of testing. White level tests, black level tests. If this stuff matches black paint at the end of the day, all those tests have to be run. You definitely have to do a black versus black test. You have to make sure that you're basically getting a black paint at the end of the day, or basically if you're ended up getting a real product at the end of the day. Also, you have to do a white level test. We got to drop it at 1,000 lumens, probably about 15 feet from the screen, and do the demonstration on white levels and black levels at the exact same time. You got this screen sitting in the dark. Why is it sitting in the dark? It's supposed to be an aim. What's the gain on this thing? It's supposed to be 0.8 to 8.5. And again, same nonsense. The screen basically changes its gain level depending on how you paint in the screen. Oh, I can't wait to see the demonstration on that one. Let's see if we have, let me see. Design for that. No, not record. You don't work with ultra. What is the problem with your products? Black screen's not working with ultra short throw projectors. We can run an ultra short throw with no problem. I got an ultra short throw sitting up here right now. I actually just changed out for ultra short throw. Literally, he cannot use his black products on ultra short throw projectors. It says right here, no, not recommended for ultra short throw projectors. That's not a good sign. That's an extremely bad sign. I tell you why. It's an ultra short throw projector. It's one of the most easiest projectors to project off due to the fact that it is literally sitting right up on top of your screen. When you use a projector of a distance throw, things get a little bit more harder because, again, your image has to travel depending on how far the projector's back. That's why it has to be back at a distance, and we did it at 1,000 lumens in that demonstration. If you're traveling 20 feet and you make contact with the screen, wait a minute, hold on for a minute. There's something else there too it's missing. He's missing something. Oh, gee whiz, he doesn't even have, this is a specification sheet? This can't be a specification sheet. Where's the rest of it? Oh my goodness. goodness, there's so much missing from the specification sheet. It's not even funny. What's the lumen count on it? What's the minimum lumens that can project off the screen? Because when we do black screens, we drop it at 1,000 lumens. We could do that at 21 feet back in a fully lit environment against a white surface. So the question here is, what is the minimum lumen count that can be used on this product? You even have cleaning instructions, what's the viewing angle, what time of the day you can use the product in, what time of the day does it activate, what's the lowest lumens you can use. Gee whiz, my goodness. This stuff was never tested. A product, when you test them, is based off the specification sheet. So whatever they tested, whatever happens in the test, that's what ends up on the specification sheet. This product was never tested. Number one, we can't find it in the test to begin with. But also, too, on top of that, it can't be used on ultra short throws, which is extremely bad sign. It could be a number of things. It could be coming up dark and it might not be the show, or we're going to test this on an ultra short throw. You know that's coming. But it could be coming up dark. It could be hot spotting. That could be another thing because, again, the projector is sitting right up on top of the screen. That could cause an issue with hot spotting. It could be a number of things. You should not have a problem with ultra short throw. It's the easiest projector to work with. We don't like using them because they're too easy to work with. So the fact that you can't actually operate on ultra short throw on a black screen, that's pretty bad. Usually, this is what they would use when they're doing dark screens. They would use ultra short throws because it's less of a distance throw. The theory behind black technology is supposed to be is that the screen has an extremely difficult time generating white light due to the fact that the screen is basically black. When you put this in a fully lit environment, it makes it almost nearly impossible for the screen to generate white light because it's dealing with the ambient light that's absorbing into the screen. On top of that, trying to maintain, a white level at the same time. That's why you see a lot of demonstrations on darker screens. They actually try to put those in a more ambient light controlled environment because this gives the screen less ambient light to fight with, and it gives it a higher chance of basically producing a much higher white level. Did I lose anybody here when I was talking? All right, so basically, I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about basically the naysayers. Basically, an ultra short throw is what they usually would show this on because this is the projector that has extremely very little distance throw, and on top of that you have 3,000 lumens bam right up on top of your screen. So it's very easy when they display darker screens. They like to use ultra short throws. You can't work on an ultra short throw is a serious red flag. That's extremely bad. Note, I'm not making this up. Note, not recommended for ultra short throw projectors. That's not good. I don't know how you're going to compare this to my stuff. I can operate on ultra short throws. We have tons of demonstrations of operating on ultra short throws. So this is not my product. It could never compare to my product. So there's a lot of the problems here you have here with this. You got dry and fast formula, but you have something completely different on the instructions for this product when you read on the other page. You have two sets of instructions here. And on top of that, if this is a specification sheet, there is so much missing off of this, it's not even funny. Where is it? What's the lumen count? What's the lowest lumen count that can be used on the projector? So was it tested on a projector? Lumen count, what's the distance throw on this? What surface can you paint this down to? If you're using spray gun cannons at the end of the day, what particular spray cannon do you basically suggest? We use Wagner 250s and R. Did you put anything in there about basically well-ventilated area, that the customer should be wearing a mask, that they should be wearing gloves, that they should be wearing safety goggles, anything about what's the product? Is it water-based? Is it oil? What is it at the end of the day? What's the cleaning instructions on the product? I happen to spill this stuff in my house. What's the storage? What's the shelf life? You don't have anything in there at all, period. There's so much stuff missing from your specification sheets. Gee whiz. You don't have a category or category class. There's nothing here. And literally all these are saying almost the exact same thing. All right, let's go through first. Let's see if we can find this one before we go through this. Because he has nothing in his specification sheet. This is not going to pass any of our tests. It's literally not going to pass any tests. Oh my goodness, I just realized, look at the picture. That's how dark the image is in the background. Look at how dark it is where the pictures are at. You have a black screen. Oh my, forget it. Just forget it. Just forget it. Let's just see if we can find tests underneath this. Specification sheets are horrible. There's no information there at all, period. I don't know where you're getting that telling people at the end of the day, if you paint the screen a different way, it does produce a different gain. That doesn't, that's a lie. Definitely a lie. Go to a forum site, go to any forum site and put that topic in and see how fast you get laughed out of that forum site. That's virtually impossible. That's just almost as worse. Oh, see, again, yeah, we can't find a test underneath that either. That C, whatever series stuff, there's no test. It's just us popping up. That's it. Over here, embarrassing Jamie on how to make our product at the end of the day. We literally had to make it black to show him how it was done. Still failed on that one. Yeah, you don't have any tests underneath this product. This thing is going to fail miserably when we get our hands on it. It is not going to go well. I would suggest you shut that site down and get some tests done. You do not want us getting our hands on that product and doing testing. That's not good. In your specification sheet, I was trying to find something about what time of the day or what's the lowest amount of lumens I can use on your product. You don't have that in there. So what is the lowest amount of lumens I can use on this product? Because it's not there, which means you didn't do the test. I bet you will get more information on our tests on this product than you will. You have in your specification sheet. As a matter of fact, I'll write a specification sheet for you and basically do proper testing on your product and show you everything that you missed in demonstration. What kind of surface can you paint it to? You don't have anything there. Can you paint on styrofoam, wood, acrylic? Do you have any tests? Do you have demonstrations on basically showing what is the paint out? Which means if you're saying you get like 150 inch from 32, you have to show literally that you can get 150 inch from 32 and have this much left over just in case if the customer decides to go heavy on the screen. There's just so much stuff missing from here, from his site. There's nothing there. All right, so there's no test underneath that product. Let's go to the next one. And this is what I find, again, very disturbing about you lying on your specification sheet. Do you see this, people? He says right there, approximately gain range 8.8 to 0.85. This will change, can vary slightly based, okay, so it can change, vary slightly based upon application technique, which means that depending on how you paint your screen, whether you're going to get a 0.8 or 0.85. Tell me that's not even true. That I never heard anybody. That's just almost as worse as JM. It's a JM Go who made that statement about their projector that they were 2,400 lumens, but the minute you put on an ambient projection screen, it automatically jumps up to 36. Come on. That's a lie. You're going to have to back that one up because I guarantee I will pick up a game gun and I will do that demonstration for you. You will not like that one at the end of the day. So you might want to basically postpone your product and do these tests. There's so much missing from this. It doesn't even work. And the thing about it is it's supposed to be a black product. You're not even picking up on ultra short throw projector. So anybody with an ultra short throw projector can't even use this. Why doesn't you put down note not recommended for ultra short throw projectors? Why is it not recommended for ultra short throw projectors? Well, we'll show you why, because he didn't put it in there. So if he doesn't put it in there, I guess we'll have to do the test, or anybody else can do the test. Like $60, you just go in there and just buy it. Or we know our orders are going to get canceled. So basically we're just going to I'm gonna order first, and then basically if all my orders get canceled, at least we got a record of our orders being canceled from here. And then I'm going to make a phone call, and a few of my friends, they'll put the order still, and we'll have this stuff here, and we can do the testing. But literally, he's doing the same thing the other one's doing, the exact same thing. Two of the screen paints, and as I said before, share the exact same color and the exact same gain, but different names. That doesn't make any sense. In your specification sheet, which we're going to go over that, there's so much stuff missing from your specification sheet. Even the average eBayer who's selling great screen paint product literally has more information in his specification sheet than you do. There's a ton of stuff missing. What can I apply this to? You don't have anything in there at all on what I can apply it to. What type of rollers am I using? Can I use a gnat roller? Can I use foam rollers? Can I use a paintbrush? All you have is basically roll on and spray on. That's not enough at the end of the day. Even when you're telling people that they have used a spray cannon, Okay, then you should be telling people at the end of the day, even though they should know this, but you should tell them, hey, if you're using a spray can, make sure you're in a well-ventilated area, make sure you have safety glasses on. Because if you paint a screen that's 150 inches and you put the cannon up and you spray, guess where the rest of that paint's coming down? In your face. That one already at 180 inches. So this is why you have to know all this stuff. This stuff has to be in here. His pictures, every single screen is sitting on the floor. Bad idea, because again, this is below window level, and this is definitely where the condensed lighting is not making any contact with the screen at all whatsoever. It's a poor demonstration. Let me see. We did this one. We couldn't find anything on this one. Let's go over, and you called it PSP. Literally, it's going to come up under a gaming system. Let's go over here. Let's see. Let's get this one. This is one of the ones he has over here. What is this right here? This is also black. Oh my goodness. We literally have two screen paint. It's like playing solitary in screen paint. It really is. Like he has two screen paint. They both have the same game. They both literally have the exact same game. Oh, look at them. Okay, follow with me, people. Right here. See right here? This has a 0.8, 0.85, right? All right. This one, what color is it? It's black, right? Right? But he says here, he says it's charcoal black, but he said the color is black. Oh, no, my bad. I take that back. That's my fault. He said charcoal black. So I'm thinking it's saying black. So I was wrong on that one. See, I admit when I'm wrong at the end of the day. I don't basically butter it up to something else. But he said charcoal black. So charcoal black, again, it's going to be interesting how that's going to test out against, I don't think it's charcoal black. Well, we'll buy both of them to get them down here. I'm curious. It still has to go through a black versus black demonstration. It still has to go through that. Matter of fact, let me see. Charcoal black house paint. There you go. I can get any Benjamin Moore. I get $6 for that one. I can buy that right there. See all these black products we have up here? We can wipe all these out easily. See that right here? This is the product that they claimed that used to be our product. That's Dynasty right there. We use that in every demonstration. Matter of fact, in all those demonstrations you see under my marketplace, those black surfaces, those surfaces have that paint attached to it. See this screen right here called paint on screens? We also tested and beat that screen also too. We've done all of these. That's why if you look at our black versus black demonstration, it's massive. It's going to get bigger than that too, because I just ordered the Amazon black paint to put against our product for fun. I mean, if they're not going to do the silver, I mean, we might as well do the black. Why not? Knock that out too. Let's have some fun. All right, this is called, this right here, this is a sampler. We're going to pick this up. This is $6. I'm going to buy all those and be done. All right, okay. So basically, charcoal black still has been in testing. What do you have under charcoal black? This says, oh, are you kidding me? You can't run charcoal black? Charcoal black, let's put it this way. It's kind of a dark gray, an extremely dark gray, but they call it charcoal black. But it's not actually black, it's actually charcoal gray. When we get it here, we'll see if it's actually charcoal black or basically charcoal gray. I've heard of seen this one before many times. So again, if it's charcoal, it's going to be a little bit lighter than actual black. And this should not have a problem picking up on an ultra short throw, but apparently it does. See right here, note, not recommended for ultra short throw projectors. That is extremely bad sign. I told you before, ultra short throw is the most easiest projector to project off. You're right on top of the screen. There's no distance throw. There's very little color. You should have very little color washout. You're not going to really have a problem too much. If you have a screen that can't pick up properly on off the short throw, there's a real serious problem with the screen. That's why I said when I'm looking at the projector under the what do you call it, man? The P2. The P2 has a 2,000,000:1 contrast. How the freak you can't get a black screen to pull off a black image to pull off that in a fully lit environment, because that's what ultra short throws are designed for. It's a TV set top box designed to be used in a fully lit environment. So if you can't get a 2,000,000:1 to fire off, then that means there's nothing wrong with the projector. There's something wrong with the screen. It doesn't have the ability to see a dark enough level. That's why we see demonstrations displaying the P2. All demonstrations, excuse me, are done in the dark. All right, so this one can't even see on ultra short throw. Gee, but our black technology picks up on ultra short throw. This is nowhere near in our category. I don't even know how that doesn't even work. But let's see if we can find this product. See if we can find a test underneath this product. Because again, test demonstrations, if he's showing this image already, he's getting ready to sell it. There should be tons of test demonstration popping up on the product. I can go in and put in Eclipse. Oh my goodness, my own product in there. Eclipse Slate. I guarantee that every demonstration that pops up on that product basically shows that it basically has a date on it before it ever launched. Because we do the test demonstrations live. That's why we have them. Products should be tested. All right, let's see. Let's go over to our YouTube. Let's see if we can track this one down. I hope our images here don't pop up again, because this is the only ones that pop up. That's us. Let's make sure we put test underneath it. So you can see I'm putting it in caps. You can see I'm actually putting tests. We're copying and pasting directly, and we're adding tests. Nothing different to show that we are looking for the actual product. Because when people send in the day, or we put something different that it wouldn't show up. No, we got it right there. It's right there. Us again. And also too, this is the video that also went missing from the other fellow who basically pulled the video, and then he got ranked on it so badly he put it back. Yeah, that's us. You don't have any tests. I literally just want, I did the same thing with the other one. I went through his website, item by item by item, no test came up. I went through your site, item by item by item, no test came up. On top of that, your specification sheet is extremely weak. There's a ton of information that's missing off your site. There's basic information. So if you don't have the specification sheets or anything you have on any product is clearly based on the test of the product that was performed. And that's the information that they get to put on the specification sheets. So if you're doing a demonstration and your projector pulls up at 1,000 lumens in a fully lit environment, they can mark on the specification sheet will operate at 1,000 lumen in a fully lit environment, because that's what this test prove. But if you don't basically do any tests, you can't put that information in there because you don't know how the screen's going to react because you never did the test. And it's just simple. And this is why these products have to be tested. These things are just almost as dangerous as these knockoff projectors that come out that claim to have all these fake specifications and are really just crap at the end of the day. These things are just as dangerous. That's why they need to be tested. All screens are sitting on the floor. Look, here we go. Demonstration on the floor. 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 So they try to do our demonstrations to see if they can make our product in the day. Every demonstration is on the floor, and you have no tests. I can take black paint, hit it with a projector on a standalone and do the exact same thing you just did. And I can take that same black paint and stick it against my screen when I have white levels, and our screen will pull a higher white level. Where's the black paint you have next? Do you have any black side-by-side demonstrations? Nope. You don't have them, Danny. We'll have your product down here. We'll put it through proper testing. And then we'll show what your product can do or can't do. The fact that there's no tests under the product, this is bad. And again, look at this. This is why you don't put screens on the floor, because it's very, very stupid. It's basically a way of basically cheating when it comes to ambient light. These lights right here are not going to make contact with your screen. You got a lamp over here that has a shade attached to it. That's not going to go anywhere near the screen. And if you had this in the daytime, this thing is actually under capable of being hit by a window. This is a cheat demonstration right here. Oh my goodness, I swear, people just never do demonstrations right correctly. What the freak is going on? This is the reason why I'm going to be offline. There's no way in the world I'm going to be on this circus ride. I couldn't imagine the next screen paints to come up after these guys in the day. No tests being done at the end of the day. Products being slapped on there and done anyway, but whatsoever. And this is your specification sheet. So I'm looking at the specification sheet. Can you use this outside? Do you have anything in here specifying that I can use this outside? If I'm using it outside, is it fully weatherproof? Do you have any tests of this product basically taking on any kind of extreme conditions, as in rain, cold weather, heat? At the end of the day, do you have anything like that? Even a couple of storms would be nice. Our screens have been through multiple storms when we had them outside. These screens would actually sit outside all year round. What type of day, what kind of projector can I use outside? What is the minimum amount of lumens that I can use on this particular screen paint if I'm outside? There's nothing there at all. And look at it for yourself. Go to the website, read for yourself. There's nothing there. What's the shelf life on the product? If I'm storing this for about a couple of years, what's the shelf life on it? What's the proper storage for this product? Is this basically water-based? Is it low VOC? Is it eco-friendly? Do you have any of that information on it whatsoever? Spray-on applications, basically you should have it right there clearly stating for the customers to wear a ventilated environment. Basically because if you don't post it on there, you can literally be sued for that. Because a customer will come in and say, well, he didn't post on the site, so I didn't know. And you'd be surprised how fast you can slap a lawsuit on that. You'd be surprised. And people have been sued for the most craziest things you've ever seen in your entire life. So that's why you have to make sure, even though you know the customer should know, you should put it on there. So you definitely should have that in there. And a well-ventilated area. Because people will literally spray a screen inside their house and not even think about it. On top of that, when you spray a screen inside your house, remember, whatever comes up must go down, which means you will leave a little thin residue throughout everything that powdery dust touches. Which means if you have kids in the house, and you know what kids like to do, they like that. Yeah, they can get sick. We advise all spraying to be done outside. All right. Basically, you have the color of it here. Do you have a class category for this? Is this considered to be a collection? This is not needed at the end of the day. What type of surface can this be painted on? Can it be painted on brick and drywall? Can it be painted on plaster? Can it be painted on basically different forms of fabric? If you are painted on fabric, is there certain particular instructions for fabric? As I told you before, fabric has an issue of basically leaving a screen blotty. Because again, some areas soak in more, some areas soak in less. He doesn't have anything on it. No priming applications, nothing's on here. Period. Let me show you. Specifications. This is specifications that we have. Let's get one we're actually selling. Because right now the gallons are not available right now. So let's go pop over and grab, let's see, where's our 24 ounce? We'll grab our 24 ounce right here. This is a specification sheet, what they're supposed to look like. We did a little more with ours. So we have a showcase page you can go to because apparently the page we have here doesn't basically give us enough, doesn't give us enough, room to expand. Now, Danny, you see my images here? This is on a 720p projector that's firing off. You see where my screen is sitting at? It's sitting right in the center of the wall, which means it's not sitting on the floor, which is not supposed to be at. Because most people that are going to do a projection screen setup is not going to be sitting on the floor. It's going to be sitting up on the wall on normal level. And I got the same screen in the same room, which I can do this demonstration, which has been tested on 1,000 lumen projectors. It's been tested on ultra short though projectors. It's been tested on everything. Oh my goodness. That's off a 720p in a fully lit environment and with the videos to match with it. In our specification sheet, we have right here 1,000 lumens, which means you can click on here and you can see the 1,000 lumen test. Here's another demonstration on YouTube showing more of the test demonstrations on the product we have here for customers to check out. This is how my specification sheet start off. We have the name of the product, which we call the Advanced Ambient Rejection 48 Black Series Eclipse Slate. Category, Black Series Edition Collection. Let me see what we have right here. The gain on the paint. Gain on the product, we call it a new Advanced Ambient Light Rejection. Advanced Ambient Light Rejection. For those who want to question that, check out our demonstration we have under the most outdoor demonstrations on YouTube on and off. It's massive. I got demonstrations on a level that people can't even go through. And keep in mind, we have technology that absorbs sunlight. So, yeah, we kind of got the ability to say what we want. Let's see. Another thing you need on here, which is extremely important, product category. because some people literally will mistake screen paint for an actual physical screen. So they'll think they're getting an actual physical screen when they're getting the paint, and these customers can get upset over this. So you must put down that this is a movie theater and gaming screen paint, or basically that is basically a screen paint and not a physical projection screen. That has to be put down on there. All right, what does ADV stands for? Which means anything we put on a site that says anything different, we explain what that actually means. It means it's a no ambient light controlled environment or dark environment, which means that's basically it's an advanced model that allows you to be able to use your screens in fully lit environments. Anyone want to argue that one out? The day I got up this morning, what did I do? We didn't even rehearse. We didn't do anything at all. We don't rehearse anyway. What did I do? Turn projectors on, went to go clean my house. You watch the screen. There you go. At 159 inches, 1610. Let's see over here. We had lumens, 1,000 lumens. For anyone who wants to argue that, we just did a demonstration on 19 feet back on the Sony VPL CS4, and we did that demonstration on 130 inch 4.3 because the projector was literally that old in a fully lit environment. No problem. I can literally put on here now that our screens can run from night to evening with no problem, because we have a demonstration of our screen running for 10 hours straight. Only one of its kind. Let's see, type of product right here. You literally have to have this here because I told you customers will come in and think. I got a few customers come in and literally thought it was an actual projection screen. Roll on or spray on screen paint. Please note this is not a physical projection screen, but a paint on inside and outside projection screen. That literally has to be on the site so the customer doesn't get confused. Viewing information. That needs to be bold right there because that's actually part of that caption right there. So you have to show, we have here screen paints right there. Screen paint has a 190 viewing angle, inside or out, which we've done that demonstration multiple times, inside and out at different caliber size screens. Can be used with ultra short throw projectors without narrow viewing cone effect. All right, they doesn't have anything about narrow viewing cone effect because I don't think he knows what it is. Color, black slate. Let me put down OLED demonstrations for OLEDs. We tell you right here from the door. Right from the door. Please note this is an extremely black projection screen paint. White levels will drop a little. We literally put that in the website. So we have people that come in saying, hey, it's a little something. We have it right there written on the website. Every single shopping cart. We hide nothing from no one. That's the reason why we come in and show you white levels right from the door, so you can see where the white levels lay on the technology versus a white surface, not a screen standing by itself. We also do this at 1,000 lumens, also to show you that we can still maintain white levels against a white surface. You have to back the product up. White level capabilities, more information on white levels. There's another disclaimer. This is a customized engineered screen designed to be different and more advanced compared to other black screens. That's what the black on black demonstrations report to back that up. Paint on application information. This is something you have to have on the site because the customer has to know what is he painting this down to. Paint on application information. Paint sprayers best recommended because we use Wagner 250s in our. So we tell them this is what we like to use. The Wagner 250. Please note when using a paint sprayer, please use a well-ventilated area with safety glasses and a safety painter's mask. Because again, we don't want people doing this without that protection. So we tell you there so that way we can't get sued for saying we didn't say it. One coat, no priming needed. If not a fabric surface, please note when painting any kind of fabric, 2 coats of primer will be needed to give the screen a surface. To give the surface an even layer for using our screen paint products. Best used with a 9-inch net roller. For larger screens, use a larger net roller. You can get net rollers the size of 12 inches if you want. You can get much bigger than that. Do not paint the screens. Let's see real quick. Do not paint the screens using a paintbrush or foam rollers. This will damage and mark the screen. At the bottom, we got low odor, low VOC, eco-friendly, 100% water-based. Drying time, 30 minutes with a fan, depending on the size of the screen. Cleaning instructions, warm water and mild soaps. Please note this will not come off clothing when dry. Using a well-ventilated area and safety glasses and safety painter's mask. We put all that information for you guys. Do you ever read through these things? Some people never read through these. Please read through these. It's very important. Proper storage for product. The screen paint has a 5-year shelf life if stored and sealed properly. Please store it in a room temperature area. Very important. Screen size, 30. Did he put down approximate size of it? Actually, the aspect ratio of it. It's supposed to be 32 ounces, paints up 120-inch screen. And then we have at 16.9. Right here, another set of paint on surface application. The other one was for applications on how to paint. This right here is for paint on surface application. Micro mesh. Okay, let's say mesh or micro mesh. Please note when spraying mesh or micro mesh or any kind of sound or light acoustic surface, sound will no longer transfer through, only display. Because the product is thick, it will clog all the holes. We have a special spray for that, so don't spray it with the stuff that you will damage your screen. This helps people at the end of the day that may have an acoustic white screen, and this tells them that they don't do this because you will damage your screen. They are expensive. Let's see. Number of times I don't think sound. Wood, glass, drywall, PVC, motorized projection screens, fixed frame screens, plexiglass, fiberglass, smooth brick. I literally should have put bed sheets in there. We literally painted over bed sheets and blankets at the end of the day. We've done that in there, so it literally should be put in there. But fabric pretty much is the same thing at the end of the day. All sorts of fabric. Oh, we did put in all sorts of other fabrics. Please note when painting fabrics, 2 coats of primer will be needed to give the screen the surface and an even layer surface before using our paints. Perfect for upgrading old and new motorized and fixed frame projection screens. Will not crack or peel. Do not use on stucco polyester tarps. We've done this one. Stuccos come out looking gritty and nasty, and polyester tarps, this stuff will crack and peel in a minute. We know because we did the test. Let's see. Priming application surface info. When priming fabric, 2 coats of primer will be needed to give the surface an even layer. We give it another. We tell you again about priming, so we put this in twice. If you want to ask any questions, it's there. Layer before using our screen paint. Walls painted with child-proof house paint. We wanted this in this place right here. Whew, these walls were a headache to paint. Basically, we require for you to prime the surface first before applying our application because it will be a nightmare for you. Please note 9-inch paint rollers, a 9-inch paint roller when painting our ambient light projection screen paints. We put that in there right there so you know it's a 9-inch paint roller. I use it in all my demonstrations. Okay. Oh yeah, when using a paint sprayer to apply application to the surface with our ambient light projection screen paints, do not use paint thinners and our screen paint products because this will damage the products. Now, since we got idiots on YouTube dropping water in paints like nut jobs, we got to add that now in there because again, we don't want anybody sticking water in there and jacking up the paint. Because you got somebody who's unexperienced that comes in and says, oh, you got to put this in acrylic paint because you can't apply the paint. Do you people even think when you say things like this? You know how many people haven't painted a screen in their lifetime to a wall? You tell me one time, one person right now can tell me that they went to a Home Depot, Lowe's, Sherman-Williams, Benjamin Moore, any one of those, and picked up a quart of acrylic paint, and the salesperson goes, you know, you might want to add some water to that because that's going to allow it to be applied to the surface nicely. They don't say that because you're not supposed to put water in it because basically it weakens the product. That's what it does. And you get this little bubble gritty effect all over your screen because the paint's not taken too well because there's water in it. That's why. But you got people putting ads saying that you put water. Don't do that at the end of the day. You'll mess it up. So now we got to add that in there because we have idiots at the end of the day that don't understand how the process of paint actually works. Because we don't want anybody at the end of the day putting water in it. I literally had that conversation come up a couple of times. Like, we put water in it. No, you're good. We watch it with paint sprayers constantly all the time. Like, you ever see me dropping water into the paint? All right, basic product information, resolution capabilities, 720p, 1080p, 4K, front projection only. This is very important. You put it up there because, again, he has front and rear, which is kind of basic, like I said. Interesting because you can't use rollers with rear paint. You can't. It doesn't work that well. It basically will mark the screen up pretty bad. If you use it with a foam roller, that's going to mark it up even worse. So it's not going to work it that well. And then you're talking about the average Joe at the end of the day that may not have any experience. Maybe you can do it, but what about the average Joe that's just painting the screen for the first time? He's not going to be able to do it. He's going to probably make some mistakes here and there. Again, less mistakes, the better the product. Let's see, front projection only, enhancement for projections and applications for 720p. We have done literally enough demonstrations on 720p projectors to back our products up on so many levels. Matter of fact, I'm doing 720p in the next one right now. Ultra short though and short though fully compatible, 1080p, 4K, all that. We've done that stuff, right? We have 4K projectors in here. We literally have a demonstration next side by side with the 4K versus 720p. You can't tell one from the other. Yep, we got that to back that up. You have to back everything up. Ultra short throw, note 1,000 lumens and up. Yeah, got that already done. Old Faithful, been there, done that. No high contrast or rating needed. No, because our screens are actually physically black. No calibration, because again, our screens basically generate beautiful colors without calibrating, without washout and other nonsense. No ambient light controlled environments or dark environments, because again, we specialize in ambient light projection technology. This one right here is not designed for outdoors, so we have it strictly right out here for not for outdoor use. And then it has projectors that our company will support, which is quite a lot. Sorry, we only support the projectors that's below: Sony, ViewSonic, NEC, Acer, Dell, and Focus, Panasonic, Christie Digital, Epson, BenQ, Hitachi. If I said that wrong, if I butchered, I do apologize. Casio, Optima, Ronco, Barcode, Vivitech, LG, JVC, Brookstone, Sharp, Philips, ultra short throw and long throw projectors with those applications. Also tells you what AD for advanced color advancement technology. That's right there. Without this product, we don't have to worry about calibrating your projector, which we don't do. Also stuff with their screen paint enhancement technologies, advanced ambient light rejection, what that stands for again, and the summary. That's it. That's what you're literally supposed to have on your page. And the reason why we have all that information, again, because we had to run tests on the product, so we know exactly what to write in the specification sheet. And then right here on this side, we have all the information about basic buyer's remorse policy, fake projectors we don't support, act of God, shipping information, all that stuff right there, snail mail policy, all that For everything you just heard me say, what do we have here? 32 ounces, guaranteed to cover up a 120-inch screen. All right, guaranteed to do a 120-inch screen. Color, charcoal black. Show you what you're getting on your specification sheet here. Color, charcoal black, and this other nonsense, and zero infusion of reflection solids. And why? See why this is matters. Click here. Can't click here because he didn't make this a link. A lot of you not. He literally has the same. Click here. Do you see my my mouse cursor turning into a little hand to click on that? You can't click if you don't have an active link. Simple. See here? This is an active link. See how my mouse turns into a little hand right there? That's how you do an active link. He doesn't know how to do an active link. So this is the page we're setting up. Oh, we have to do demonstrations on this too. I'm kind of late behind. I got to do demonstrations on get to hopping. Now, for the person who was trying to say they had a dedicated black cinema, how do you have this? We don't even have this yet. Look, we literally just got finished working on the page for it. This is the display page that we have for it. Video game demonstrations. Come on. Oh, we got to remove that. That has to go. Oh, what page is this? This is yeah, it's page we're working on right now. That's the gunmetal. We got demonstrations to put in here. We got to finish up in there. How in the world do you have this? We don't even have it yet. We haven't even developed it yet. So how do you have it? This is the Black Series collection page. So right here, we go down to the bottom. That's all the technology under the Professional One Cinema. That's the videos for that, pictures and that. That's the specification sheet for a Professional One Cinema. Our specification sheet is massive. This one's actually quite huge. The one we have on the website is 8. This one's over 8. This is around 10,000. It's quite huge. All this stuff we couldn't add it in. We had to break it down and minimize it. Here we can actually put what we need to put on here to explain the technology. This thing is literally bigger than some people's specification. Actually, more than most people. 4 or 5 year specification sheets. This thing would eat it up easily. That's the Eclipse. Demonstration for Eclipse. Picture shows that all pictures sit in the center, not on the floor. Specification sheet for the Eclipse. As you can see, it's massive. Should be, because all the tests we had to do underneath the product in order to post it there. This right here is a Black Series dedicated Black cinema. We just put the page in. We don't even have, we have the ingredients on how we're going to design it, and this is not even a name that's set in stone yet. We are going to keep Cinemax. We haven't figured exactly what we're going to work with. This dedicated is going to be there, but we're going to be doing something different with this right here. So I haven't decided. And this is actually not a dummy label. This is the actual copyrighted label attached to this product. Don't touch it, play with it, see what happens. That's not a dummy. That's the real thing staring at you right there in the face. That's actually registered with the United States government. Play with that one and see what happens. I need to put my copyright information right there too on top of that on each one of them. On top, so basically we don't even have this made yet. There's no test, nothing for it, because again, we didn't develop it yet. So how do you have something at the end of the day that we haven't made yet? See, that's what I call it, desperate and basically just taking a stab in the dark to see whatever hits. So again, your links are not working at all, period. There's a link right there showing the 1000 lumen demonstration on our Eclipse. This is a test showing the Eclipse slate at 1000 lumens demonstration for the environment. So if I go to your site and I see right here where it says click on the link, and I'm clicking on the link, there's nothing there because it's not an activated link. You just literally said click on the link. What am I clicking on? My mouse is not even activating on this. There is no link here. Oh man, you guys don't even know how to do websites correctly. You don't know how to put in a proper link. Links are easy to put in. Here's another one asking you to put in a link. How much? Where? How? How am I going to put in a link? Where? How? Nothing. This is a mess, Danny boy. I can say that right now, it's a mess. We can't find any tests underneath any of the products at all. There's no test underneath it, so we'll be the only ones doing testing on the product once we get it over here. What else? We don't even know where the white levels would even lay out with this stuff, because again, like I said, we had taken bed sheets and basically made screens out of them and project images off of them and said, look, this is what it looks like on a standalone, and then slide it from the art screen and it turns dark. But we don't even know how this stuff would even compare. But I'll do all the testing. I got no problem with that. We can do the testing. Testing will be quick and fast. Let me see right here. But yeah, your specification sheet has nothing in here. You have missing a ton of information. Customer spills this on something, exactly how easy is this stuff to clean up. You don't have proper information there for operating a paint can at the end of the day. We don't know if it's low odor, low VOC, eco-friendly. None of that's in there. What kind of surfaces can you paint it on? That's missing. What kind of rollers you can't and can use? That's not in there. Can you use it outside? Or I suppose you said you can't use it outside. What if I'm painting this on micro? What's going to happen with that? There's a whole lot of stuff missing you don't have in here. What's the shelf life on the on the product? What is basically, what I'm storing this at the end of the day if I have paint left over? There's a whole lot of stuff that's missing over here you're supposed to have on here. You don't even have on here at all, period. My goodness. I'm curious, this is going to have the same instruction as the up and down nonsense. Let me see here. We have PSP, paint on applications. So this is supposed to be the application for this product on how you paint it on. So he has here that the materials that it can be painted on, he has it right here, but not here. He has it here. Fabric, cloth, materials, wood, and drywall. Gee whiz, what about plexiglass? You're missing a whole lot of stuff. PVC, is another one. Majority of most projection screens and fixed frame screens are made out of a type of PVC. Fixed frame screens are made out of a softer version. There was a lot to be much stretcher to stretch around the frame, where projection screens are actually made out of a PVC, which is much more stiff and much more rigid. So does it actually work with those? You have just drywall on wood. What if you're going to paint this on brick and different forms of like I said, different forms of glass? Glass is another one. Sheet metal is another one. We've actually coated over sheet metal and glass in demonstrations. So there's a number of things you should know. With different types of wood is another thing too, because all different types of wood is not the same. And if your product is actually extremely thin, as we think it is, any imperfection is going to show up in the wood. It's definitely going to show up on the fabric, which means you're going to have to sand the surface down in order to apply the application, much like we had to do with goose grain back in the day. Because mind, this stuff is, if he's saying this stuff is front and rear, this stuff has to be thin in order to be front and rear, and it has to be some kind of transparent product at the end of the day in order to be front and rear. So that being the case, that means it's not going to be thick and heavy and dense. It's going to be thin. And that means if there's any imperfections in the wood, it's going to pop up. You're going to see little grains and little marks and all that stuff. Let me see. Did he change the application here? He says when you stir it in. Let's see right here. Stirring time. Each coat. We find it easier to apply the screen is flat horizontal surface. Let's see, 90-inch screen, blah, 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 400, 120-inch screen, 1 cup. He's still doing the whole cup. You have to pour this across the screen. Let's see. It doesn't make any sense if you're going to pour it across the screen. It doesn't make any sense at all. Okay, step applications right here to paint the screen. So he did change all this out. So you see, carefully move the formula around the screen to ensure the screen is covered with the formula to avoid quick rolling thrust. To avoid quick rolling thrust that may slosh it off your screen. Once you have the material spread across the screen, starting on either side of your screen, apply a good amount of pressure on the roller. This is just stupid. Just roll the screen in. What the heck? Pressure rolling either left to right or bottom to top of the screen. And 1 full line movement to the next line. Oh my goodness. You're literally painting in a screen. Literally, man, seriously, read to this yourself. I'm going to post this. That is insane. That you literally have to go through all that just to paint in the screen. Look, it's easy. Drop the paint in the middle of the screen. Paint your corners in and just dot, 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 dot. You're done. That's it. You're finished. This is insane. You read these instructions. This is crazy. This is what happens when you try to make a product seem more than that it's not. This is insane. Carefully move the formula right here. Carefully move the formula to ensure that the screen is fully covered with the formula. Avoid quick rolls, thrusts, or strokes that may slosh it off your screen. Once you have the material spread across, bring this up real quick. Bring this up for you guys to see. Once you have the material spread across the screen, start on either side of your screen, applying a good amount of pressure, rolling either left to right or bottom to top of the screen. And 1 full line moving to the next line besides where your previous row ended. Repeat across the screen until you have a good even distribution of the formula on the screen. That's the first part. Next, starting on either side of your screen, repeat above, but a half over each previous roll, allowing only the weight of the roller, no pressure, to go across and back, but to go across, okay, because he spells a little better than what other one. Roller, no pressure, to go across and back or up and down to smooth. I swear this feels like a cheat code for Contran for freaking Nintendo. Up, down, back, forward, back, up. I'm literally lying you not. Okay, this is previous roll. Allow only the weight of the roller, no pressure, to go across and back or up and down to smooth out any potential heavy roll areas. Watch this video for any clarifications needed. Repeat these steps for your second coat. So you're going to put 2 coats on this. And with all that at the end of the day. I gotta watch the demonstration on this one. You may use a fan to assist in drying time or even move the screen to another location, such as outside in the sun to dry. No, that's a bad idea. Reason why it's a bad idea, and I'll tell you why. Painting screens outside because any debris, dust, dirt, leaves, anything will land on your screen and damage it. Trust me when I tell you that. Stick that screen outside, anything you could possibly think of will land on your screen. One of the problems, that's why when I did screens outside, I would try to do screens where we would just we sprayed them down as fast as possible. And this is the stuff we're using was a concentrated chemical. We weren't basically spraying the screens with dusting designed to get the screen to activate. But painting the screen outside, no, not a good idea. And especially the bigger the screen, the problem you're gonna have because anything that is out there flying around, bugs, whatever, will definitely land on your screen and mess your screen up. And never do that, ever. Let's see. Using a fan to assist in drying time or even moving the screen to another location, such as outside in the sun to dry. But allow each coat to sit 2 to 3 minutes before doing so. This allows the coat to self-level for a more refined finish. Remember to allow each coat to completely dry to the touch before applying the next coat. All right, drying time is less than 30 minutes to 70 minutes. You can shorten this with a fan or a heater or whatever. Okay, let's see. All right, let's see. It is recommended that you do not wipe the screen surface until after 48 hours. Then you can clean it with a damp cloth. Let me see. Where's the instructions at? There's instructions on this thing. Where is it? Do. Yeah, I'll be there. This is whatchamacallit. So where's the instructions at? Let me see. No test page. Of course there's no test page. It's never a test page. There is never ever a test page anywhere. On any of these sites we never find a test page. Because the product was never tested. All right, so there's no instructions. The instructions I just read a few minutes ago. There is nowhere in the world on God's green planet that any customer in their right mind, I'm going to copy and paste this to my site. There is no customer in their right mind that's going to do that. It's too much. It's too much of a hectic. It's too much of a problem. And it's still, he got it cut down to 2 applications. So what is the second application needed for? It doesn't really say what it's for. What's this? Why do you need to paint the screen twice? Only time we paint a surface twice is if we're using a wall that basically is childproof and we have problems with it. We'll paint it twice. Fixed frame screens that have a kind of application tied to the surface that basically has a protective coating, you got to paint those twice. But I don't see why you would have to paint the screen twice. You paint it one time, you should be done with it. So I don't get that part right there. That doesn't make any sense. He says you have to do it twice. Teams you would need is roll on. I don't know how this is working. How are you going to use a roller on a rear projection screen? That's not going to work too well. You're going to mark your screen up. That is definitely foam rollers. That is definitely going to mark the screen up pretty bad. And in all the pictures I've seen, I haven't seen one demonstration on rear. Not one at all. Oh, I got to copy and paste this right here. This whole application sheet. This is definitely going to my Facebook page. I'm going to ask how many people understand this one. That is a crazy application that you have to put in. Application steps. There is no way in the world anyone in their right mind is painting that in. That's literally too much effort. That's just way too much to do. I mean, literally, I thought I was actually reading out a code for control. You're talking about carefully move the formula around the screen to ensure that the screen is fully covered with the formula, avoiding Quick rolls or thrusts or strokes that can slosh it off your screen. So how else are you going to paint the screen? Because some people are going to paint it that way. That's how they're going to paint it. The screen is basically going to roll off the screen. That's why you have something called painter's plastic that you put around the screen, because paint is going to splash off the screen. That's just basic common sense. And once you have the material spread across the screen, starting on either side, so you're smearing it around, the same thing, almost same thing. Starting on either side of your screen, apply a good amount of pressure on the roller, either left to right or bottom to top of the screen, and one full line. Moving to the next line beside where your previous roll ended, repeat across the screen until you have a good even distribution of the formula on the screen. Next starting on either side of your screen, repeating the above, next starting on either side of your screen, repeat the above, but half over each previous roll. What the freak does that mean? That's stupid. That doesn't make any sense. It's just too much. Allowing only the weight of the roller, no pressure. Some people don't even know what the weight of the roller is. All they know is basically, and it's simple, just from people, and that's the way it should be. You pour the paint down, you paint it in, you're done. You don't have to worry about how much pressure you put on the screen, how much pressure you put on the roller, none of that. Usually when you have people asking you not to put a lot of pressure on the roller, it's because the paint has a very difficult time basically marrying itself to the surface. And if you add pressure to it, this will cause the screen to smear and show whatever is underneath of it to expose itself. That's why. Because when we do child-proof screens, if we're doing this without a coating, we can't exactly hit the wall heavy, because what happens is it's basically going to smear the product and you're going to see the previous surface pull through. So that's why we do it lightly when we go over, so that way we're coating it, we're adding no pressure, and we're not smearing the screen. That's why they tell you to do a light pressure. Good gracious, man. I'm not reading the rest of this. I'm going to post this on my site and tell you you consider this to be easy instructions to paint a screen. Because that's nuts. That's still nuts in the day. Well, Danny, this is what it comes down to, buddy. All your screens are literally sitting on the floor, which is not a good sign, number one. Your darker screens are definitely coming up with very dark edges. I see another thing, you have two screen paints on the website that are basically sharing the exact same name. They're both saying light gray. They both have the same gain. What you said in your demonstration, or actually in your description you have here, you claim that if you, by technique, you can actually increase the gain on the paint. That is virtually impossible. That's definitely a barefaced lie, unless you can actually back that up. And most of all, you have no testing under any of your products, which means when we purchase your products, we get it over here and we put it through testing, I guarantee you, as the nose on my face, you're going to match house paint, because you have no test showing that you won't. This is why I explain to you people, before you buy stuff, at the end of the day, make sure you ask and request these tests. I'm pretty sure the other one got pretty mad over me picking on his best friend. But we're not picking on his best friend. It is what it is. You can't launch products without tests. I don't know where people are getting this at the end of the day. I mean, not saying people, but these people, where you're getting it from. Because if everything you have in your house you require to be tested, how come your screen paint's not tested? So at the end of the day, that stuff better not match half the stuff that we're buying, because if it does, that means anybody else can go out and do the exact same thing. Oh, we do like to thank the other ones so much. Thank you for increasing my orders, by the way, because when all those people saw the demonstration of you failing twice in a row, first time fail, second time fail, we had to literally come in and make a black product to show you that it didn't work. Yeah, thank you for the orders on that one. And thank you for redirecting your people from your site to my site, because I do appreciate that. Because again, if you guys put up there that our products are fake and phony in the day, they're going to come to my website and they're going to read through our information and find out we know more than you do. And guess who they buy from? Us. Okay, I got to pick up some stuff and get ready for orders, and I got to go pick up something to eat today. With that being said, watch, like I said, at the end of the day, this is the same product we try to sell as customers, half water, half paint. And this is just another red wagon at the end of the day. Half the stuff he has on here doesn't even add up. He doesn't have enough information. The specification sheet which shows this product was never even tested to begin with. I'm guaranteed when we get it down here, it's going to match house paint. Probably going to match the wall too on top of that. And you guys can sit there and cry and whine and say at the end of the day that, hey, look, you're a liar. That's not true. Then you show me test demonstrations. Show me that it's not true. But you don't have any test demonstrations. So guess what? We're the only ones doing the testing on your product. All right. Well, when it launches, we'll come pick it up. You said April, right? All right. Cool. I'll let my people know. All right. Got to go. Thank you all and God bless.